I got caught. I wasn't quite ready. I didn't realize it was 7:30 already. How time flies when you're cleaning up after dinner. I'm Kath Armstrong from the Cheapskates Club, and I am so glad you could join us on our Cheapskates channel tonight. And there's so many of you already here. Hello, Maureen. No, hello, Norel. Hello, Priya. Estelle. Hello, Estelle. Margarita. Lynette. Michelle. Rosalie. Kath. Ambi4301. Jules. Judy. Wow, lots of people. Okay. So I take it everyone's excited to see a YouTube show. I'm so sorry about Tuesday night, folks. And I do apologize if you were watching last Thursday and I cut you off and was gone in a flash. Within 20 minutes, my back was so stiff I could hardly move. And by Friday morning, it had spread down to down my legs. So I spent the weekend on muscle relaxants and flat as a board as much as I could possibly stand. Gosh. And I couldn't for the life of me think what I had done to my back. But as I was moving around on Thursday night, I could feel it tightening up, and it was getting harder and harder to stand up. And I thought, oh no. Anyway, finally hit me on Friday. I was vacuuming and I actually felt whatever happened happen. But of course, you're busy and you just keep going. You don't stop because you think, oh, I just kept going. So it took me a while. So whatever it was, it slowed me down for a few days. In fact, it slowed me down a week. I haven't really done very much physical activity all week. So, but hopefully it's on the mend because we go away for 10 days and I don't need to be bedridden for our trip, do I? So anyway, oops, there we go. I'm back again. I'm playing with the mouse, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Estelle. No, I don't need a recommendation for a physio. We know what causes the spasms in my back. And one day it will be able to be dealt with. But at the moment, it's best left alone. Excuse me, I'm getting croaky. Maybe it's because I haven't talked a lot today. Or maybe it's this crazy weather we're having. Seriously, if you're in New South Wales, Queensland, Western Australia, South Australia, we have been thinking of you, praying for you. My heart goes out to everybody affected by those fires. We know what fires are like. We've been through fires here, and we know how devastating and soul destroying they can be. So we are thinking of you, and we hope that rain comes soon. Okay, so I have a few things to talk to you tonight. Of course, I want to talk to you about my 10, and it should be 11 ways to save money on Christmas dinner. But I can't remember whether it was last week on the chat or on our Facebook on Cheapskates Chatter. Someone was talking about little boxes from the reject shop. I was talking about the little boxes I have for the cupcakes and things and the little puddings that I use. And then I saw a notice for these little cookie gift boxes. Where's the other packet? Oh, there it is. That were available at the reject shop. Now, $5.
$2.50.
$2.50. Oh, these are the $2.50. Okay, these are the ones with the windows in them. This packet we've opened was $5, and you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 for $5, which makes them 40 cents each. 45 cents each. Oh, I can't do the math. Sorry, my brain's scrambled shut. But they are such cute little boxes. So I thought, oh, Hannah and I were out over the weekend. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to get some of those, and they are really cute, and we will use them. But look at that. Can you see that? How sweet is that? And it says Merry Christmas, and it's so pretty. I love this little one with the nutcrackers on it, the toy soldiers. Isn't it gorgeous? They are just beautiful. Where's the other ones? There's some big ones too that are perfect for bigger cookies or things. Sorry, Poss, there's some wet wipes just there.
I don't need wet wipes.
Okay. She doesn't need wet wipes. Here's another one, same sort of pattern, slightly bigger. It says Happy Christmas. There's another toy soldier. Oops. Then there's a bigger one that's a bit of a Santa winter scene, which isn't really my thing for Christmas. I tend to not. But it's very cute. That would hold a really nice little loaf cake, banana loaf, carrot cake, a lemon syrup loaf would fit in there. Those mini ones that you do in the mini tins. But this one was my favourite. This one was just gorgeous, I thought, this box with the little house. And again, it just folds down like so and makes a cute little carry box. I got 12 for $5. If you're looking for packaging and just sort of stumped and don't have time to fiddle around with paper plates and trays and things to make the packaging yourself and cover it with cellophane or whatever, shrink wrap or whatever, they aren't too bad. And they were at the reject shop for $5. So whoever suggested those, thank you. And this is the bigger, sorry, cookie box. It has a little window in it so you can see. So imagine that full of, again, a loaf, or if you put it like that, you could put fruit mince pies in it. You could put little muffins in it. So many cute things. So I thought I'd just show those to you because they were mentioned, and I think they're lovely. And as you can see, I now have them to use. The other thing I was going to talk to you about was gone completely out of my head. I had it here. What did I do with it? Told you I wasn't prepared. You caught me on the hop tonight. It will come to me. It will come to me. Oh, no. Over on Cheapskates Chatter, I popped up a poll. I'm getting questions about a 2020 saving revolution. So we've done a saving revolution every year for about the last 10 years. And I hadn't planned to do one next year, but if there's enough interest, I will. But it takes a big commitment from you guys. If you take part in the saving revolution, it's a big commitment from you guys. And I will probably change things up a bit so that it will be more interactive, so that if you commit, you really have to commit, because it takes hours and hours and hours of my time to set it all up and get it all going. And so this is a bit of a time spent on that or time spent on other things for you. So I need to know if you would like Saving Revolution or not. If you would, just either say yes here or in chat or in the comments, or if you pop over to Cheapskates Chatter, find the poll and just say yes or no, just so I know. And then if there is a revolution for next year, the registrations will open in December and it will start on the 1st of January, as it always does. It will go for the entire year, as it always does. So it is a big commitment. If you decide to sign up for it, you know, it's an entire year of lessons and challenges. So it's a big commitment. Okay. Jules would like to know what's involved in the Saving Revolution. Saving Revolution is 52 weeks of lessons, and each week there's a challenge for you. And it covers all sorts of topics, from your basic budgeting to dealing with kids to getting out of debt to what to do with a slightly uninterested partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, to paying off your mortgage faster, searching for better deals on things. It covers a whole lot of stuff. If you go to the Cheapskates Club website and in the search put 2019 Saving Revolution. The list of lessons will come up, and you can see the topics. There's 52 of them, so it is a big thing. And they're not short. Some of them are really long, as in lots of reading for you to do. So it should still only take probably a half-hour commitment a week, which probably isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it works really well if you can stick with it and follow it through. It's a really, when I first did it way back when, and then sat down and spent, it took me 2 years to put it together. So it was worth it, and it is a really good thing to do. Okay. Hello, Patricia. Oh, sorry, folks. I got something in my eye. No? Sorry, now I'm back. So, yeah, does anyone have a circle spinning on their screen, or just you? No. Yeah. Okay, all right. Your family's your DIY. Good for you. Hello, Leah. Michelle's Urban Homestead. Hello, Michelle. You're new. Welcome. Okay, so we had been doing our $25 Christmas dinner, and of course I can't stand at the kitchen and do it for you, and I can't do it sitting down. It just doesn't work for me. So I thought I'd go over 10 ways to save money on Christmas dinner, because as I said last week, it's just one meal on one day of the year. So you don't need to spend the whole month's grocery budget on that one meal just because it's Christmas dinner. You can still have a really nice meal and not even go over your regular grocery budget. Now, I know, I don't think, is Maureen on yet? No? Maureen messaged me last week or the week before. She's already bought a turkey. It was on sale. She's bought it, put it in the freezer. So she's ahead of the game already. And that's what the first thing on my list is, to watch the sales flyers, watch the as they come in the letterbox. If you get them online, go through them for the things that you use at Christmas time to see what's on sale. Now, this time of year, you should be starting to get the baking things. So the dried fruits, the nuts, the chopped bits and things will all start to come on sale. And then you'll find the Christmas hams, Christmas turkeys, the chicken, fish sometimes, although fish generally doesn't often come on a really good sale. Seafood will all start to come on sale. Then you'll have your condiments, the sauces and things will start to come on sale, as will the nibbles, so the cheeses, the dips, the cabanas, the olives, the sun-dried tomatoes. If you don't do your own, they'll all start to come on sale too. So you need to keep your eye out for what you need and what you want, so you can buy them when they're on half price, because they will come on for half price. Your meats won't, but everything else should come on for half price. So keep an eye out for ice cream, the chocolates. If you're in Victoria, NQR is still running a really good special on lots of chocolates until next Tuesday. All those sorts of things. Soft drinks, if you use them, the apple ciders, the fruit juices, all those things will start to come on sale, so you can start to stockpile them. They are non-perishable. They don't need to be kept in the fridge, those sorts of things. But you do need to put them away so that the fridge fairies don't find them and use them and eat them and drink them before Christmas. So I have a box in my wardrobe that I put things like that in, because nobody goes into my wardrobe except for Wayne and myself. So there's no chance of them accidentally being used. All right. The second way you can save on your Christmas dinner is to make it from scratch. Don't shudder. Don't go, no, it's too hard, because it's not. It's really simple. If you plan it, even if you have to write it down, if you could practice in your planner for next year. Write it down, do it in steps. Now, you know, if you're having a turkey and it's frozen, it needs to come out of the freezer 5 days, 4 to 5 days, depending on the size of it, and go into the fridge so that it's thawed and ready to cook on Christmas Day, if you cook it on Christmas Day. Personally, I'd cook it on Christmas Eve, just to take the stress off on Christmas morning. Things like that. If you make a fruit cake or a Christmas cake, make it now. They keep. Wrap them well, sprinkle it with a little brandy or a little whiskey, a little rum or whatever you use. Wrap it in baking paper, wrap it in foil, wrap that in plastic, put it in a tin. It will keep. If you make your puddings, puddings keep too. If you're in the tropics and you're worried about them going mouldy, keep them in the fridge. You don't need to hang them in the laundry anymore. Just once it's cooked, let it cool, put it in the fridge. It will be fine to cook again and reheat on Christmas Day. If you're going to make a pavlova or do a pavlova, use my easy pavlova recipe. It's in the recipe file. It is so simple and it's no fail. No fail. Pavlovas, even the Coles brand generic ones, are still around $8 to $10, where you can make one for half that price. Doesn't take long, there's no special skill required, just egg whites and sugar, a little bit of cream of tartar and a little bit of vinegar. The recipe is in the recipe file, and you look for easy pavlova. It's really easy to do. It's simple. You're going to do it anyway. Do your vegetables ahead of time. If you're having hot veggies, peel them and put them in the fridge the night before. I usually do that. If you have a vacuum sealer, you can do them 3 or 4 or 5 days before. Peel them, put them in, vacuum seal them, pop them in the fridge till you're ready to cook them. They're done and easy to do. That's just as easy as buying frozen roast potatoes. And it's way cheaper, way cheaper. Little things like that. So things like the white sauce, the gravy, they can all be made ahead, kept in the fridge, easy to do. So make it from scratch. If you're going the salad way, you're not having a hot dinner, you're going salad way, same deal. Get them ready 2 or 3 days before. Just don't dress them. So leave the dressings off until you're ready to serve, and they should be fine. If you're going to put tomatoes into perhaps a Greek salad or something, I usually chop them and put them into a container and then put that container on top of the greens and put Glad wrap over it or a plastic bag over it or a lid on it if you have a container with a lid, and pop it in the fridge, just so the tomato doesn't send it all soggy. But it's all done and easy to do. Same deal with the feta. I drain the olives and do the same thing. Little containers, all those little Tupperware containers, those little plastic containers that we have gazillions of, come in really handy at Christmas time for these little bits and pieces. You can do it all ahead of time. Now, if you do a lettuce, rip it apart, wash it, shake it, drain it, let it dry, and then bag it into a fresh and crisp bag with some capsicum and some cucumber and some red onion, and you put it in the fresh and crisp bag. 5 days. You can do that a week, just about a week before Christmas, and it will still be good to go. All you need to do then is add the wet things, so the tomatoes, the olives, the feta, the dressing, and it's done. Do those things ahead, because cooking Christmas dinner from scratch isn't really difficult if you think about it and if you plan it. If you're going to do a ham, are you going to have it cold? Are you going to glaze it? If you're going to glaze it, do it 2 or 3 days ahead of time. And again, on the website, I have really detailed instructions on how I glaze a ham. It's really simple. I always thought it was really hard, glazed ham, because they look so spectacular. I always thought it was so difficult until about 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. And my mother-in-law was here and we were just fiddling around and we just decided to Google, because she didn't know either, Google how to glaze a ham. And I've got, really? It's that simple? It is really easy. The trick is to line your baking dishes really well, so because the cleanup can be a pain. Now, on that note, don't be afraid to use disposable foil baking dishes. You can get them really cheap at the reject shop. $2 shops have them. Bunnings sell them. Coles sells them, but they're a bit pricey at the supermarket. But they are really handy because you don't want to be stuck with messy baking dishes to clean. So think about them. Not very expensive. I think I got a pack of, this is going to sound ridiculous, but we use them on the barbecue a lot. I think I got 50 for $10 or $8 from one of the $2 shops. Really, really, really cheap. So saves washing up, saves a bit of hassle. It's one less thing you have to worry about. Okay. Hello, Kerry. Oh, exams. I'm so glad that's over for us. Okay. All right. Okay. So who's having leg of ham this month? Yep. Leg of ham should be fine. It should have, check the date on it, but the best before should be at least 3 months out from now when you buy it. Even if you were to buy it on Christmas Eve, it should still have probably till March on it for the best before date. Just keep it in the packaging. Don't open it until you're ready to eat it, and keep it in the fridge. Look, glazing the ham is so simple. All you do, quickly, really easy, take your ham, sharp knife under the rind, take the rind off, all the rind off, leave a little thin layer, probably 6 mil, 1/4 inch of fat over the top of the ham. Okay, take the rind away. Then, this is the first part. You do it in 2 parts. Slowish oven, about 160. This is where I line my baking dish. So I line the baking dish with foil, and then I put baking paper in it. I put the ham on the baking paper, cover it with foil, or if you've got a lid for the baking dish, put the lid on, put it into the oven for a couple of hours, depends on the size of the ham, 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Bring it out. Take the lid off or carefully unwrap it, let the steam out so you don't get burnt. Get your sharp knife if you want to and do the little crisscross pattern thing. Pop some cloves in if you want to. Then you can make your glaze. Now, a really simple glaze, and the first one I ever did was simply a jar of apricot jam and a really good dollop of whole grain mustard and melted. So on the stove, stir it in till it's runny, and I just poured that over the top. Spread it all over. I actually used my fingers because I didn't have a pastry brush handy, but spread it all over. Foil back on into the oven for about 1/2 hour. Bring it out, take the foil off, and then let it baste it, and then pop it back in and let it cook for another 30 to 45 minutes until the top is all nice and golden and crunchy looking without being burnt, if that makes sense. So simple. Really, really simple. And then all you have to do is bring it out, pop it onto a carving tray until it's cool, scoop up the foil and the baking paper out of the baking dish and get rid of it. And your baking dish should just need to be washed. It shouldn't need to be scrubbed. Okay. So, oh, Jenny, yes, Jenny T, they are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love my foil baking dishes now because this time of year Wayne barbecues. So on Sundays for the roast, out in the barbecue, saves heating up the house, saves running the oven, and the foil trays just mean he brings it in, take the roast out, screw it up, toss it. It's probably not the most environmentally friendly thing, but it certainly saves my sanity, and that's probably better for the environment than having me go nuts trying to clean a baking dish. So, alrighty, now, do any butchers do pumped legs of lamb? I do a poor man's. Oh, Kerry, Mum used to do that. You would have to find a real butcher and ask them to do it, because if they do their own corn meats, corned beef, silverside and stuff, they should be able to do that for you too. It's pretty much almost a similar sort of process. But that would be really nice, yeah. Although the price of lamb at the moment, it might not be cheaper than a ham. So I think Maureen was saying she paid $9. Oh, that was a turkey, wasn't it? Yeah, because the cheapest I've seen legs of lamb on sale was at Tasman a few weeks ago for $10.99 a kilo. Yeah. Okay, so number 3 in the 10 ways is to look for in-season vegetables. So there's no point in looking for, well, you can look for them and they will be expensive. The winter veg will be expensive. But if you go for the in-season veg, it's usually cheaper, even better if you grow your own. But in Australia, we're sort of blessed because of the way our growing seasons work. What we grow down here in summer, they grow up north in winter, and vice versa. We grow in winter, they grow in summer. So it sort of balances out a bit. So we don't really have to have a lot of imported fruit and veg on our Christmas dinner table if we don't want it. We can still sort of buy local, as in buying Australian. If you find a good greengrocer, your supermarkets are convenient because it's all in one spot. But have you noticed that the range is shrinking? The varieties of fruits and vegetables, even basic veg, is shrinking, which is mind-boggling when we have so many good ones. And the other thing to think about is if you want an out-of-season vegetable, it may be cheaper frozen, and there's nothing wrong with buying frozen veg. Frozen veg is still convenient. It's still good for you. It still has most of the nutrients and things. And in fact, often it can be more nutritious than fruits and vegetables that have been left lying for a few days. So look for those things, but bear in mind, of course, that the closer you get to Christmas and the closer you get to New Year's, the more expensive the common things like the lettuce, the tomato, the cucumbers will be. The potatoes will go up. The pumpkin will be skyrocketing, and pumpkin's expensive enough at the moment. Sweet potato will get expensive. So onions will get expensive. All those basics that we as Australians tend to use a lot of for Christmas, they will get very expensive. So start thinking about exactly how much you need so that you're not going to overspend, because the price will drop after New Year's. So you only need to buy enough to get you through those few days. The price will drop again. So yeah, I mentioned I've got my notes. I don't forget anything because 10 is a lot to remember. Okay, yep. Again, if you have a really good greengrocer or you can get to a market, you'll probably get some really good deals coming up with Christmas too. All right, desserts. For some of us, it's the most important part of the meal. I tend to like my Christmas pudding. So again, you can make it yourself or you can buy it if you're going to buy it. I can recommend the Aldi golden champagne one. It's very nice. It's about $10. So it's a bit pricey, but it's really nice. Very rich, and you only need a little bit. So one will serve easily 8 to 10 people easily. And it just is so good. And that just needs to be microwaved. There's no difficulty in that. But if you want to make pudding, again, there's a really easy Christmas pudding recipe in the recipe file. If you want to go something a bit more modern, I've got a really simple ice cream Christmas pudding. And that's just simply chocolate ice cream and a jar of fruit mince. Now, I always use Robertson's fruit mince because that's what Mum always used with the gollywog on the jar. And it's really nice. So you just thaw the chocolate ice cream, 2 litres to a jar of fruit mince to 2 litres. So soften it, don't make it runny, just make it soft. Stir the fruit mince through, pop it back into your container. Now, if you want it to be shaped like a pudding, I have a rippled jelly mold that it goes into, or you put it into a pudding basin. But to make it easy to get out, line the pudding basin with cling film before you pack the ice cream in. Make it long so the sides overlap. Pack your ice cream in, smooth the top off, fold the edges over, and then pop that whole thing into a Ziploc bag if you have one, or another plastic bag that you can tie really tightly, just so it doesn't get icy until it's frozen. Once it's frozen, you can take it out of the pudding dish and put it back in the Ziploc bag until you're ready to serve it. And then to serve it, all you do is unwrap it, pop it on a plate, and pour some cream over the top. You don't want anything hot on it, so you can't have custard on it because it will melt, but some cream over the top. And if you drizzle the cream over the top, and it'll run down the sides, and because the ice cream's cold and frozen, the cream will freeze and harden, and you'll get that really pretty storybook looking drizzly thing down the side of your ice cream Christmas pudding. That's a really nice one, and it's so simple. Really, really simple to do. You don't need to do anything else to it, just the fruit mince and the chocolate ice cream. Basic as. Estelle, UHT milk doesn't lose nutrients. It's fine. We have I was just talking to a little while ago, a friend who actually works at one of the plants, one of the only plants in Australia that still processes UHT milk. Oh, Kerry. Oh, Kerry's going to Pellegrino's next week. Woohoo! Keep checking their Facebook page for their specials so that you know what to get. They've had some really good specials at Pellegrino's lately. There's another one, Farmer Joe's over at Eltham has also had some really good specials. So, yeah. All right. If you're going to buy ice cream, start looking for it on sale now, because we all know ice cream won't go off. It's frozen. You can always make the condensed milk ice cream, which is just condensed milk and cream, and you beat it all together and freeze it. That's really rich, so you don't need a lot. It's very nice. And again, the recipe is in the recipe file. Simple. Okay, number 5, drinks. So we do a punch, which is pretty stock standard juice and dry ginger and lemonade with some ice cubes, a few sliced cherries, strawberries on the top. Always looks nice in the bowl. Soft drink. Sometimes we have the bottles. We have bottles on the table, but for during the day, I tend to buy cans for Christmas, New Year's, Australia Day, Easter, and birthday celebrations. We buy the cans, and I usually get the Kirk's cans. They were on sale a couple of weeks ago at Coles for $4.50 for 10. So I bought a few boxes to put away then.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I didn't even know. I've hidden them away. So keep an eye out for those sorts of things you want. There's nothing wrong with no-name soft drinks. I tend to stick to the ordinary soft drinks. I find the ones that say low sugar or no sugar or whatever and have the artificial sweeteners in them are revolting. They just taste disgusting. So I'd rather not drink that. I'm going to have sugar. Let me have real sugar and I'll just deal with it. Fruit juices, those sorts of things. You can all start to buy those now. They should start coming on sale and coming down in price. To keep them cool, we use our, this is going to sound really weird. It's actually an ice tub that was outside with the barbecue and we weren't using that there. So Wayne brought it inside for the fire to put the kindling in. So for big things when we need lots of cold drinks, we tip the kindling out the ice bucket, rinse it out, put the drinks in the ice mat, and that sits in our laundry. Then everyone can help themselves. Everyone that knows that there's cold drinks in the laundry. That stops opening the fridge all the time. You can put ice in the laundry sink or whatever if you like. If you've got a spare fridge, we don't have a spare fridge, but if you have a spare fridge, you might want to think about turning it on, but it can be rather expensive to run just for drinks. So, yeah. Okay, so the Bundaberg Christmas Spice Ginger Beer, and it was amazing. It is really good, isn't it? So it would be cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger would be the spices in that, and you'd almost make them up like a bouquet garni. So put them in a little bit of cheesecloth.
We'll have to
this is how I would do it. Ginger beer in a bowl, in a dish. Put the spices in a cheesecloth or a little serviette or towel, whatever, so you don't get the bits in. So that it's let it steep for a little while. So you don't want to let it steep too long because it will go flat. Pour it over ice and try that. That would work. But it would be cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger, the traditional Christmas spices that would flavour it. You could try having it with just a cinnamon stick. So pour it into a glass, put some ice cubes in, get a cinnamon stick and use the cinnamon stick as a swizzler. That would look rather special on the table, especially if you've got nice sort of squat glasses for it. Would look lovely on the table with a cinnamon stick. Yeah. Don't forget drinks, because there's nothing wrong with water, iced water on the table, and we usually have water on the table too. I have a jug just for water and usually slice a lemon and put it in the jug, top it up with water and ice, and that sits there. And you can't get anything cheaper to drink than water. So there you go. All right. Now, they're all soft drinks we talked about. For alcohol, seriously, folks, BYO. I don't think anyone minds being asked if they like a particular drink. Like, I know I have a friend who only drinks champagne, and she only drinks expensive champagne. Well, for a start, no point in asking me to buy it because I wouldn't know a good one from a bad one. And I certainly wouldn't be paying a lot for it because I don't know a good one from a bad one, and I don't drink it, so I don't know a good one from a bad one. So if they like a particular drink, ask to say, look, you know, this is what we're having. If you'd like anything else, feel free to bring it. Most people don't mind bringing their own drinks. Everyone understands. We all like our own thing, and some of them more expensive than others. And if they're going to get upset about it, too bad. Cup of tea and put them in the corner. So, yeah. Yeah, cinnamon sticks. Indian grocers, Hindustan, Asian grocers, somewhere like that, you'll get cinnamon sticks. This time of year, they should be absolutely everywhere, and they would make a really nice swizzler. So, yep. Okay, so, and if you try it, Estelle, don't forget to let us know how it turns out, because we'll all want to know. And maybe that's, as Hannah just said, maybe we need to do a show on overnight ginger beer and try the spicy one. So we might do that. Okay, now we've done all that. The next thing, or another way to save on Christmas dinner, is to know exactly how many people will be sitting at your table. How many people will you be feeding? How many adults? How many children? How many teenagers, because they can eat more than adults? How many children? How many toddlers? Because they all eat different amounts of food. So you want to know so that you can sort of say, if you've got 4 toddlers, well, that's sort of equal to 2 adult serves, because toddlers don't eat a lot of, they pick more than eat on special occasions like this. So think about that and how much you actually need, because then you will know exactly what size ham to buy, what size turkey to buy, how many chickens you'll need, how much seafood, how many kilos of prawns or whatever. You will know all that. You'll be able to work it out, calculate it out, so that you can only buy what you need. Because while it's nice to share a meal with people, You don't need to send them home with enough food for the next week. You don't need to have your fridge full of food that you're going to be eating for the next week until you're sick of it or until it goes off and you have to throw it out. So in your catering, think of the numbers and plan accordingly. Now, I usually over cater for lunch because we have the leftovers for tea on Christmas night, and then again we nibble on them through Boxing Day. So I plan for that. With the veggies, I do extra veggies. I make sure that if we have I usually do an extra chicken, and so it's done. And that just means that I don't have to cook on Boxing Day, and everyone can just get up and help themselves. It's all there in the fridge. They just have to make sandwiches or quesadillas or whatever they want, salad plates, whatever, and it's all done. So if you like to do that, that's fine. Plan for it. But don't just go, okay, well, there's going to be 5 of us. Oh, my goodness. So we'll need turkey and 2 chickens and ham and 3 kilos of, because that's too much. Think about the number of people that you will actually be serving and plan accordingly. Because, yeah, leftovers are okay for a day or so, but after that, you get sick of them and they go off. Okay, now that you know exactly how many people are coming and you already know what you're going to be serving, you can start to work out who can bring what to contribute, because nobody will mind. And if they do, uninvite them. Seriously? But nobody minds. It's a big thing and it's a big day and it's a big meal, and everyone understands that Christmas dinner can be a really big expense. So ask them to bring something. You know, I have an auntie who always comes to us for Christmas, and she makes the most magnificent pavlovas. Her pavlovas are works of art. They are gorgeous. They are so nice you don't want to cut into them. I always ask her to bring a pav. Always ask her to bring a pav. She always brings drinks too, because they drink different things to what we do. She brings a pav. My sister-in-law does really good ham, so they bring the ham. I supply the chickens and the vegetables and the gravy. When Mum was here, she used to do the cake and the pudding, so Hannah and I do the cake and the pudding this year. But we all shared it amongst ourselves. Someone else would bring the salad because someone likes salad on the table on Christmas Day, doesn't she? Got to have a salad. So someone else will bring the salad, and it just makes it so much easier. The only thing is, as the hostess, you need to keep on top of them and make sure they know that they have to do it. They can't turn up and go, oh, I ran out of time and I couldn't do the ham, because that's a key component of your Christmas dinner and you've catered around that. So you need it. So you need to keep on them and make sure they understand that they must bring their contribution. Otherwise, someone's going to go hungry. It also helps keep your budget down. Yeah. And if you're hosting Christmas lunch, Christmas dinner, Christmas tea, whatever, you've got the cleaning up to do, the setting up to do, the packing up to do, there are more cleaning up to do. You've got a lot on your plate. You don't need to be worried about full catering either. Okay, so yeah, Estelle has salads too. There you go. All right. Keep it simple, especially if it's your first time hosting Christmas lunch or you're trying new dishes or something. If you're going to try new dishes, do a trial run a couple of weeks before Christmas, just to make sure, because you don't want to be facing disaster on the day. If you've never made a hollandaise sauce before, you don't want to be made by the packet. Master Foods do a very good hollandaise sauce.
It's only $2.
And it is only $2, so it's almost cheaper than making your own. You know, you don't want to be nervous and trying to do something new on the day. So if you're going to try something new, do it a couple of weeks beforehand. Have a trial run, but keep it simple. So, as I said, do as much as possible ahead of time. Keep it simple. Don't do it. Don't go overboard. If you aren't normally seafood eaters, don't get it. Don't have it. Just because it's Christmas doesn't mean that you have to have it. We don't, because I'm allergic to shellfish, so we don't have shellfish ever. But only Hannah and I actually like fish, and so there's no point in us doing a lot of it because I know the boys won't eat it. It's a bit of a waste. So keep it simple. Stick to the stuff that you know and like, because that way you'll stay in budget. You'll enjoy it. You'll really enjoy your meal. It won't be, well, it was nice, but after all, it was just a lot of money for something that I didn't really enjoy. You want to enjoy it. You want to enjoy it. So it's more the company and a bit on the food. Can't believe I said that, but it's true. It's more the company than the actual food. So simple thing. Keep it simple. So 1 or 2 meats, so turkey and ham, chicken and ham, whatever. 1 starch, so potato, a green, and maybe cauliflower and a yellow. Yeah, pumpkin. Keep it simple. You could do honeyed carrots to make them nice, honey sesame carrots to make them nice. You could do the cauliflower and a cheese sauce just to make it nicer. You can do beans, a little bit of butter and garlic, or you can do them with almond flakes, butter and almond flakes. You could do, instead of beans, have asparagus, fried asparagus, really good. I just steam them, asparagus, thin spears of asparagus, people, thin spears. The thick ones are woody. We don't like woody asparagus. Thin asparagus spears, lay them in a fry pan, cover them with water, bring it to a simmer, 3 or 4 minutes, drain them, put the pan back on the heat, melt a little bit of butter, toss the asparagus back in and swizzle it round so they roll over and over until they are coated in the butter, and they're done. They're really, really good. You're only having them for Christmas dinner, so don't worry too much about the calories. Enjoy the food. 1 or 2 choices for dessert. So Christmas pudding and ice cream, or pavlova, or cheesecake and something else. Lemon delicious. I don't know, whatever you like. Summer pudding, yum. Things like that are always good. Queen of puddings is also nice for Christmas. So little things like that. But don't have a whole buffet to, rival Sizzler. That's what I was trying to figure out. Smorgies, somewhere like that, yeah. Okay. You have, but you're a little. Okay. So far we've got all these great ideas. And I did mention earlier, to start using your planner to do these, you need to make lists. Lots and lots of lists. Lists of shopping lists, lists of meals, lists of the ingredients you need, lists of when the steps to do each thing, who's bringing what, the quantities of each thing that you'll need. Do you need to borrow more chairs? Do you have enough tablecloths, plates and things, dishes and things like that? Or are you going to go disposable? And trust me, there is nothing wrong with going disposable. Some beautiful paper and bamboo disposable dishes, plates, bowls and things around it that are just stunning. So there's nothing wrong with going disposable. Okay. Right, okay. Yep, because I've got here, Santa Claus isn't the only one that needs to make lists and check them twice. We do too. So we make our lists, we check them twice, 3 times, 4 times, and we've done it. Okay, and I've already covered getting people to bring stuff. So, of course, I said 10, and at the beginning I mentioned I should have said 11, because number 11, of course, is a different way to save on Christmas dinner, and that is to not have it. As in, it's just one meal on one day of the year. So you're just going to have a regular meal, a regular roast or a regular barbecue or whatever. And you can do that quite easily because, again, it's who you eat with and how you present it that makes it special. It's not necessarily all the trimmings, for want of a better word, that makes it special. It's using your good dishes, bringing out your best tablecloth, lighting candles on the table, even if it's 43 degrees. Light the candles, have the serviettes out, use your good wine glasses. Doesn't matter if they've got fruit juice in them or water in them, they look pretty, they're beautiful. It's, inviting neighbours that you don't know very well that might be on their own, or friends that don't have friends from overseas or interstate, that don't have family close by, that would be on their own. Spending the time with them, that's what makes it special. So you can save on your Christmas dinner by not having a Christmas dinner and just having a special, really enjoyable lunch or tea. You don't have to have the turkey and the ham and the prawns and the wine and the rich fruit cakes and fruit puddings and all that sort of stuff, if that's not what you normally have. And if you don't like it, there's no point in doing it. Don't have what you don't like just because society says that's what it is. You can start your own traditions, and you can start your own traditional Christmas dinner, and it might be sausages in bread,
Onion on top.
onion on top, not underneath, with sauce, around a pool in the backyard.
Oh, I don't have a pool.
Or it could be cheese and Vegemite sandwiches and a bottle of orange juice at the beach. It doesn't matter. It's it's your attitude towards it that makes it right. Okay, so, oh gosh, lots of disposable dishes is to look for something compostable. Yeah, Estelle, beautiful. I've forgotten the brand name of them. They're just stunning. They're a bamboo paper sort of thing. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. All right. Okay, so just moved interstate in May and only bought a trailer. Wow. Local op shop. All your Christmas decorations. $12.50. Well done. Okay, so alrighty. Sorry, I'm scrolling through the comments too. Michelle's Urban Homestead. She's lots and lots. We love op shops. We just love op shops. Okay. One Christmas, Patricia says, one Christmas, the four of us, and we weren't at home. Hubby bought 2 kilos of prawns, so we had barbecued prawns. And that was all we ate for lunch, and it was yum. And you remember it. It's made it memorable. Okay. Except for cooking the turkey, I had it all under control, but on her way to my house, that's, oh no. Oh, poor Leah. Oh, you poor mum, poor Leah. Never mind. Yep, jelly. Catherine says an easy kids dessert is jelly. Have you seen the price of jelly crystals lately? Oh, my giddy aunt. They are so expensive. I know it's just sugar and gelatin, but seriously? Oh, my goodness. A really nice, speaking of jelly, a really nice, really nice dessert is a packet of port wine jelly, a 300 ml bottle of cream, and a tin of John West, either raspberries or blackberries. I prefer the blackberries. Blackberries in syrup. So you make the jelly according to the instructions on the packet, whip the cream, stir it through the jelly mixture, stir through the blackberries, put it into your dish and let it set. Oh my gosh, it is so good. So, so good. And it's really simple. It's just 111. Easy as. I was just thinking of it then when you're talking about jelly, Catherine. Okay, now. Okay, so I'm doing better tonight, aren't I? I still haven't thought of the other thing I was, oh no, it was the saving revolution. So please don't forget, if you're interested in the saving revolution, let me know either over on Cheapskates Chatter on Facebook or in the comments here, just so I know. If we go ahead with it, the registration will open in December and the revolution will start on the 1st of January. And we don't take latecomers. So if you haven't registered before the 1st of January, you will have to wait another year to join the revolution. It's simply because it's really important to start and follow through the whole thing. Okay. Now, Michelle, Savings Revolution it's eye-opening for a lot of people. It's reassuring for a lot of people, and for so many people it's just like, I knew that and I just forgotten to do it. So it's a bit of a reminder. If you go over to the Cheapskates Club website and type 2019 Saving Revolution in the search at the top of the page, it will bring up, and then you'll see the 52 lessons and the subjects listed there. Yeah, cream melts still. So the jelly, when you do that dessert, I usually do half boiling water and then half cold water, and let it cool till it's thick. It's sort of syrupy. It's not set, but it's thick. Does that make sort of gloopy, like dishwashing liquid thick? Does that make sense? Straight dishwashing liquid, not Cheapskates diluted dishwashing liquid, straight dishwashing liquid thick. So by then it is cool, and you whip your cream, stir through your berries, put it into your mold and let it set. It's really good, really, really good. And that actually is really nice frozen too. If you freeze it, it's really good too. Okay. You can start saving for this year's Christmas. We've still got a few weeks to go. Jump over onto the Own Your Christmas Challenge and start at week 1. You'll have a bit to catch up on, but you can do it. You may not have it all, but you'll get a heap done. So very easy to own your Christmas. One of the things that made me really excited, something else I wanted to tell you. One of the things that made me really excited was on the news. I've been listening to this for a few days, but Channel 7 News tonight did a thing about Australians cutting up their credit cards. And in September, it was over, it was a huge number, 256,000. So a huge number of people cancelled their credit cards. Hundreds of thousands of people cancelled their credit cards in September. Yes, because, you know, interest rates, depending on the card, are anything from 17 to 25% or 24.99%, depending on the card. And I know a lot of people say, oh, we pay it off in full every month, so it's not a problem. But there's an awful lot of people that don't. And they as soon as they've got money on it, they use it and get even deeper into debt. And they're on that cycle. They will never get out of debt. So I was really pleased to hear that. The banks hate it. Banks absolutely hate it. And you know what? Let them come up with other ways to make their money. Let them come up with ways that actually benefit their customers and don't cripple their customers like credit card debt does. The only downside was that people were switching to the Afterpay and Zip Pay and that sort of thing. And while that sounds really good, because you can take it home straight away and then pay it off over 4 weeks for most things, isn't it?
4 pays.
4 pays without interest. A lot of people actually find that they're overspending on that too. And so it's a bit of a vicious circle, but I'm still really excited to know that the credit cards are disappearing. So it's really good. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry guys. The jelly sauce in sinking cold water until it was all cooled down. We used spirits, cold carnation evaporated milk. Ooh, that's called flummery, isn't it? When you use carnation milk. Is that right, Patricia? Is that a flummery with the jelly and the evaporated milk? Estelle, yes, you can. If you have the lessons from last year's revolution, of course, you can follow them at your own pace. But once the last one's sent, that's it. There won't be any more. The new ones will come out. Okay, so jelly slice. Good on you, Diana. Okay, Diana cancelled her card. Okay, now. Oh, did you see what Jules did? 301 Jules? Cash for air conditioning. Yes! So excited. Oh, well, let's hope we have a summer that you can actually get to use it and enjoy it, but not overuse it because it's going to cost a lot. There are ways to work on that. Okay. Yeah, Narelle, we've used debit cards for years and years and years. Okay. Yeah, flummery. Mum used to make flummery for us. She always did an orange one. It was just really nice. Okay. Oh, no, Estelle, if you weren't in last year's, then no, they're not accessible. No, okay. If you aren't in the current Saving Revolution, then no. You have to register before the start date, and if you don't register, then you have to wait until the start of the new one. So there you go. Okay, and Diana's completely debt-free. We need horns and whistles and things for people that are debt-free, you know, hooters and stuff. Don't we do? It's something to celebrate, something to be proud of. All righty. So, guys, there will be no shows next week, no live shows next week. I will be away. I'm leaving very early Saturday morning. I won't be back until the 24th or the 25th, whatever the day is. But there will be a show on the 26th, which is a Tuesday. So no live shows next week. When we come back, we'll get straight into finishing off the Christmas dinners on $25, $50, $80 because they're so easy and they feed heaps and lots to do with those. And again, it's a make it from scratch, and if I can do it, anyone can do it. So just remember, no shows next week, and I will be back on the 26th. Have a lovely, lovely week. Stay safe. They stay safe. Victoria's to get the heat next week. It's coming down from the north. So let's hope we don't have any fires to go with them. Stay safe, stay well, and keep cheapskating. I shall see you on the 26th. Thank you again for joining us. If you enjoyed tonight's show, please give us a thumbs up. It does help with the YouTube something or others because, you know, I'm technical like that. And it would be really, really nice. I just like to know how many people like the show. It helps me know whether it's worth me sitting here waffling on at you. Okay, guys, I shall see you on Tuesday next week. No, 26th. Bye. I've got to go.